Good evening, dear participants. I, Dr. Khushbu Chandra. Today, I'll be host for the session, and on behalf of Meadow Agriculture, I would like to extend a extreme warm welcome to all and to our speaker. So, Dr. Loban is currently serving as an assistant professor of agronomy at the School of Agriculture Sciences and Technology, Leh, University of Ladakh. He earned his PhD from Sukas, Jammu. Prior to joining the University of Ladakh, he served as a subject matter specialist agrometeorology at KVK Riaz Sukas, Jammu for 3.5 years, where he was actively involved in frontline extension activities and dissemination of weather-based agro-advisory services to the farmers. Earlier, he has also served as the assistant professor agronomy at SLUNI University, Solan, Himachal, for 2.5 years. Dr. Stanton has made significant contribution to teaching, research, and extension in agronomy. He has published more than 50 research papers in reputed national and international journals, authored 3 books, and contributed to several book chapters. Sir, also honored by the district administration Riaz during the Republic Day function in 2022 for his exemplary contribution to the weather-based agro-advisory services for the welfare of farmers. His academic and research interests focus on improving crop productivity and sustainable agriculture practices, particularly under challenging agroclimatic conditions. So we welcome you, sir. Now it's over to you.
Thank you, Khushbu. Thank you very much for the introduction, and good evening to all the participants. Actually, I have been feeling unwell for the past few days due to cold, because that I didn't have a time to prepare a proper presentation. Even today, I'm not feeling well. Still, I will give you a presentation. Actually, I was planning to change my lecture with another expert, but the organizer informed that the lecture date already communicated to all the participants, so it could not be changed. Therefore, I will deliver the lecture, whatever I have prepared. So for this, I sincerely apologize to you all. So we will start. Mm,
Yeah, so
uh,
you can do slideshow mode.
Sorry, ma'am.
You can do the slideshow mode, sir.
Slideshow.
Huh.
Uh, uh, is it okay or no? Can I?
To my end, it is not, sir. Your slides are moving perfectly fine. It's okay, but do it in slideshow mode. It is not to my end. It is not at the slideshow mode. We can ask other participant whether it is Gajendra sir.
Mm,
No, ma'am, it is not on slideshow mode.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Slideshow mode.
Sir, from down you can also on the taskbar it is no the slides from where it is coming plus or minus. Besides that, it is option.
Where, ma'am?
Or you can from top, sir, taskbar from where we can increase the size, no plus and minus is there. Taskbar down.
Oh, dashboard. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
there you can click that and do the slideshow mode. Or from top also slideshow option is coming now. From there also you
slides.
can do top.
Mm,
Besides the animation.
mm, mm.
Top you can see, sir. It is written, no, that design, transition, animation. There you can
Um,
touch slideshow.
Slide. I'm not able to see it. Mm,
No issue, sir. You can start.
Yeah, I will start like this. It's okay.
Yeah.
If it is okay for the participant, then I will start like this. It is okay, all the participant?
Yeah, yes, sir. Your slide is perfectly fine. Or you,
Yeah.
yeah,
Am I
it's
audible now?
perfectly.
Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you're perfectly audible. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
यस सर।
Yeah.
सर हिंदी में
So
भी एक्सप्लेन करिएगा, है ना?
today our topic is impact of climate on agriculture. So we will discuss about the impact of climate. So first of all, what is the impact of climate on agriculture? Climate, as you all know, that climates play a major role in agriculture because the crops and livestock depend directly on weather conditions such as temperature, rainfall, sunlight, and wind. Actually, we are totally depend on the as a human beings, yeah, livestock, animals, yeah, crops, all we are depend upon the climate, because they all these climates all this weather parameter like temperature, if we are have a capacity to survive in the certain range of temperature. If we are talking about the human being, if we are talking about the animals, they are able to survive in the certain range of temperature. Yeah, if we are talking about the crops, they are also need a certain range of the temperature. So it's different weather parameter, rainfall, sunlight, wind, that's play a major role in if we see that the changes in the climate, especially climate change, strongly affect the food production, farmer livelihood, and food security also. If there is a change in our climate, so what will happen? There is a strongly effect. Its effect on our food production. there is a chances of reduction in our crop yield. So what happen if there is the reduction in the crop yield? There is change in our effect on our livelihood, food security, and so all is effect. So first of all, before going in the detailed discussion about this impact of climate change on uh, agriculture, so we should know what is climate. So before climate, we should know the weather. What is weather? Actually, we all know, but it's just a revision to just to this our concept. So weather is is the condition of the atmosphere at a specific place and a time. You know that what is weather? Weather is the condition of the atmosphere. What is the condition? What is the status of our atmosphere? As you know, that atmosphere is the surrounding places around us. That is atmosphere. So what is the condition of that places at a certain time in a specific place? There is a difference between the weather and climate. Weather is we are talking about the specific place and a certain time in a short time. But if we are talking about the climate, it's a long time and very big places. So I'm going in the climate later on, but first we see this weather. So it's a specific place and time, typically described in terms of temperature. What is the temperature at a certain place at a certain time? So what is the status of humidity? What is the status of cloud cover and the stability? It is comes under the weather. So if uh, weather is a short term, if we are asking someone what is the weather at your place, so we can ask like this: at the what is the status of your atmosphere at this time? It's a short time in limited area in certain places, not like the very only small village, yeah, area, yeah, certain city, but in the whole country, yeah, like that, yeah. Then can change repeatedly. Weather is can change repeatedly, not remain same for the long time, and it is difficult to predict weather. It is very difficult to predict the weather. We cannot say that the weather is very sunny, yeah, it's rainy, but it can change in a certain time also. So it is unpredictable. Weather can change hour by hour and day by day. It can change by within the hour also, yeah, within the day also. For example, sunny in the morning and rainy in the afternoon. Sometimes it is sunny day in the morning time, but it might be in the rainy in the afternoon. Then come to climate. What is climate? Climate is the average weather in a given area over a long period of time. It is the average of the weather. Actually, what if we give an example like this, if we are talking about the southern country of the India, so it is the hot weather, uh, hot is not weather, sorry, hot climate, because mostly there is temperature is very good temperature. It's very warm place. But if we are talking about the northern India, it's summertime, it's a high temperature in the subtropical area, but in the winter time temperature goes down, even very cold. But if we are going to the temperate and cold arid areas, so their temperature as mostly if very low temperature, it's very cold places. So it's we call like that average of the weather then for the longer period and the longer time, that is called the climate. In terms of the temperature, rainfall, humidity, wind, and climate is the long term and the wide area seasonal changes measure over the long span of time. So I will give you one example, weather and the climate. So some person personality is for like the climate, their personality is not changing within the hour and within the days. Their personality is for a long time. It takes time to change the personality. Otherwise personality will remain same, but it's if there is a change in some personality, it takes many years. So personality is like the climate, but someone mood Someone mood is good in mood in the morning time, but it's not necessary to their mood in the good mood in the afternoon also. It's possible that his mood can change in the afternoon time. So person mood is like the weather, and personality like is the climate. So then comes to agriculture. Why it is very important to discuss all these small things once again, because we are going to study about this, so it is very important to remind you all these things one again, because we are know all what is agriculture. So sometimes we are thinking like that when we are talking about the agriculture, it is specifically uh, talking about the crops. So it is not like that. Agriculture is a very broad term which encompasses all aspects of crop production, livestock farming, poultry, fishery, beekeeping, sericulture, forestry. All this comes under the agriculture, which we provide food, raw material, and employment, etc. Then comes to relationship between climate and agriculture. So climate control the agriculture, in sense we know the all the agriculture. So climate control the agriculture. Suppose we take the example of crop growth. So particular crop growth, certain range of temperature, humidity, and sunshine, all are required in certain range. So if the particular crop don't get this particular range of climate, these parameters, so it's not properly growth. So it's their harvesting time can be changed. Yeah, its crop yield might be reduced. Yes, like this it happened in about the livestock, its habitat and health also can change. Particular crop, if we are talking about the yak, you know that the yak is survive in the very cold and temperate areas. If we take this yak in the lowland southern country, it's not able to survive. Its habitat can change, and even the health condition of the livestock are not good if they are able to survive in certain time, but their health are deteriorating. So these are the some example. So how the climate control, what is the relationship of climate and agriculture? So why we are talking about this climate impact on the agriculture? Because nowadays we are seeing that there is a change in our climate. So we call it the climate change is a very burning issue in the current scenario. So what is climate? Climate change means long-term change in the earth average weather pattern. See, some people are saying that if normal temperature is there is changes in normal temperature in 1 year, yeah, in rainfall pattern are changed in 1 year, 2 year, they are start to saying that there is the climate change. We cannot say within the 1 year or 2 year, on the basis of a few years there is a change in the climate. But when on the basis of average weather of 1 decade, 2 decade, 3 decade, on the basis of 2 3 decade, then we can say that if there is the shifting in average temperature, average sunshine hour, average relative humidity, if there is some changes, then we can say that there is a climate change. So this is the climate change. Then it's very important to know what is the factor responsible for the climate change. We all know that so there is many things are responsible to climate change. One is the greenhouse gases, which is the main responsible of the climate change. We know that the which gases are the greenhouse gases, like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, or many things. These gases are the greenhouse gases, which are the main causes of the climate change. And the deforestation, nowadays people are doing the deforestation at a very large scale for the in the name of the development, like infrastructure of road infrastructure, yeah, urbanization and all. So we are doing the deforestation and land use changes. Also land use changes means we are changing the land system for this in the name of this development. And energy usage also, we are using the energy at very high scale. Energy in sense of there is the two types of energy, one is renewable energy, one is non-renewable. We are using a non-renewable energy at very large scale. Due to that, this release the greenhouse gases which affect the climate change. And vehicular usage also, nowadays we use the vehicles, too much of vehicles, so these also release the gases which are responsible for climate change. Then greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases are the gases in the atmosphere that absorb and emit radiation within the thermal infrared range. And greenhouse gases emission from agriculture have increased by approximately 17% since 1990. It is very important that there is a increase in the greenhouse gases emission since 90. It's 17%. We can see that in the short period of 24 years, 26 5 6 years, there is an increase in the 17%. Is very high. So carbon dioxide is the most important anthropogenic greenhouse gases, and it is constituted about the 70% of the total emission. So there is the many gases which are responsible of the global warming and the climate change. There is many gases, but maximum contributor is the carbon dioxide, which is total in the 70% of the total gases. The per capita emission of the Indian citizen is only 1.2 tons of carbon dioxide, whereas the US 20.6 uh, percent, 6 tons. So, you can see that the developing country are not emitting the greenhouse gases. They are contributing the very less greenhouse gases. But if you see the developed country like USA, they emit the greenhouse gases um, almost 20 times than us. So we are most affected one, but we are less uh, emitted one. So it is uh, time to think the all the developed country also, so how they are contributing in these greenhouse gases. The greenhouse gases have a drastic effect on temperature, human health, and biodiversity losses also. Yeah. Then contribution of different sector in India to climate change. There are different sector contributed. If we see the percentage, which sector contributed more, that's energy sector contributed more, 61%. We know that energy. If we are talking about the energy sector, so this all the non-renewable energy. Fossil fuel like the petroleum product, so we use the vehicle, and then we use the petrol. So we to generate the electricity, we use the coal. So likewise, all this, even gases, even all this energy product we use everywhere, this non-renewable energy. So that contributed the maximum 61%, then followed by our agriculture also 28%. It is very huge. So then followed by industry and all. So I'm not going in detail. Then comes to the what is the scenario of global climate change. So global mean temperature have increased by 0.74 degrees Celsius during last 100 years. If we see how much temperature increase during last 100 year in the, if we are talking about the global, not talking about the India only. So if we are talking about the global level, 0.74 degrees Celsius increase during 100 year. But there is expected to increase 1.4 to 5.8 degrees Celsius by 2100 AD with the significant regional variation. It is not necessary to increase this much of temperature by 2100 AD in the last of this century, but it's depend on the variation of the region to region. But if we are not controlling this greenhouse gases and take appropriate step, so there is huge uh, change increase in the temperature. So it is very important to think. Then estimated that the global average sea level will also rise to 0.6 to and to 2 feet also in the next century. Then global rate of warming. If you see the global rate of warming, um 1880 to 2022, there has been increased 0.88, less than 1 degree Celsius increase in around. Actually, participant, please mute. Someone are talking, so it's a disturb to all. Thank you. So you can see that in around 130 something years, there has been increased 0.88 degrees Celsius temperature only. But in around 2003 to 2003 to 2022, in around uh, 18 19 years, almost equal temperature are increased. So something is going very wrong. So we have to cautious about that. So 1951 to 2022, there are 1.4 degrees increase. 1998 to 2022, there has been increased 0.8 degrees Celsius. Now we are talking about the national rate of warming. If we are talking about our country, so there is also change in last 100 years. Maximum temperature 0.92 degrees Celsius, minimum temperature 0.09 degrees Celsius. If we are talking about the mean, 0.5 degrees Celsius increase in last 100 years. In seasonal, there is a changes: winter 0.3, monsoon 0.1, pre-monsoon 0.2, and post-monsoon 0.5 degrees Celsius increase. So sometimes people are saying, so is climate change a reality? Then we can think, is it reality or not? So certain indication of warming in the world is there. Due to that, we can say that there is it's a reality. There is a climate change. Like you can see the few example. Glacier is receding. Actually, if we are talking about the large glaciers, Mons, Kailash Mansarovar to Siachen Glacier, yeah, if you are Kanchenjunga and many other high mountain in our this India and nearby country Pakistan, China, and Tibet. So there we have to see there is a receding in the glacier, and temperature over land are increasing, snow cover are decreasing. If we are talking about the permafrost are retreating at the pole. Permafrost, you might be know or not. Permafrost is the mm, this what we call that under the soil, the ice are there, this melted snow under the soil, that we call the permafrost. So that are also retreating, that then sea level are increasing, then spring are coming earlier, then sea ice, sea sheet are decreasing. These are the few things. On the basis of that, we can say that there is climate change is reality. So climate change significantly impact agriculture through rising temperature. Due to climate change, how climate change impact on agriculture through rising temperature, erratic rainfall, extreme weather. There is a sudden rising in the temperature which affect the agriculture, erratic in rainfall, untimely and unprecedented rainfall. Otherwise, in India, we are talking about the India, 75% rainfall are contributed during the monsoon period, June to August, in 3 months. But what is happening, uh, instead of monsoon, there is not. Sometimes it's a very heavy rainfall is there, exceed the normal. Sometimes it's very less rainfall. Even unprecedented rainfall or before monsoon, yeah, after monsoon, that is where the effect our crop. Then extreme weather like drought, floods is happening and reducing crop yields. Increasing the pest and disease, also degrading soil are also degrading, altering the growing season. Then growing season must be changed, and decreasing the food nutritional value. We are discussing later on one by one. So impact of climate change on agriculture. What is the impact of climate change? First, the rise in temperature likely to affect the crops differently from region to region. There is a rise in the temperature, but its effect on the crop, but it's depend upon the region to region. Some places it's effect more, some places it effect less. It should be like this. But so it's not necessary to it's equally effective to all the places. India is predominantly agriculture oriented economics. We are totally dependent upon the agriculture for our economics. At around 50% of the population directly depend on agriculture. 50% of the Indian population are totally depend upon the agriculture. It is not necessary that person himself is the farmer. So some person are majority are farmers, some are not farmer, but they are working in the agriculture field as a labor. So like this, 50% of Indian population are dependent upon the agriculture. So food production in India is sensitive to climate change, like variation in temperature and monsoon. It is predicted that a loss of 10 to 40% in the production may occur by 2100 in India due to climate change. Due to climate change end of this century, so there is a chances of 10 to 40% in yield reduction. So effect of climate change on agriculture. So there is the crop yield, soil fertility, and soil fertility and decrease in insect pests also. If yield loss due to climate change, higher temperature, uh, high temperature like that accelerated in the development, what will happen? Crops grow and mature too quickly and produce less grain. What is the reason? And second reason, it like this pollen and growth damage. Extreme heat directly harms shoot, mineral, and pollen, leading to the lower yield. Then water is also one of the important component which affect a higher temperature, increase evapotranspiration, and demanding the more water from the plants. Then climate change also impact the soil fertility, increase erosion, more intense rainfall, wind events, and wash away the fertile topsoil and nutrient, while drought increase in wind erosion. Water and nutrient loss, higher temperature increase evaporation, reducing soil moisture, drought and erratic rainfall, and make water and nutrient less available to the plants and nutrient uptake. So likewise, if you have see the impact of insect pests, then range of expansion and or wintering, higher minimum temperature allow pests to survive and colder winter and expand into a few previously unsuitable areas. And the faster reproduction, warmer condition can increase the number of generation life cycle as per, leading to a larger population. Impact of climate change on the cropping pattern, rising temperature makes some area unsuitable for the traditional crop, so we have to shift the some other crops. That is the cropping pattern changes. Then direct physical impact. There is the climate change impact, directly impact on the agriculture, and indirect also. So first we will discuss about the how the climate change direct physical impact. First is the reduced crop yield. As you know that the rising temperature and erratic weather are the projected to decrease global yield there is the if increase in the temperature, there is predicted there's the global yield of or decreases. If we are talking about the staple crop like maize, it decrease up to 24% by late century. If we are talking about the wheat, uh, it's varying the region to region, with some area seeing losses up to 40 to 50. It's a very huge. So climate change is exerting profound effect on the global agriculture, disturbing agriculture traditional cropping pattern and posing significantly change to food security. So it's global agriculture are affected. Due to that, traditional cropping pattern might be changed, and due to that, there is a challenging in the food security. So another is the altering growing season also. Due to the warmer temperature can accelerate it. What will happen with the temperature increase? So accelerated, yeah, speed up the crop maturation as very fast, and due to it leading to the shorter grain filling. If uh, instead of taking likewise some crops, it takes 4 months, but instead of 4 months it mature in the 3 months, 1 month before. So what will happen, all the processes are happening very fast, and maturation is fast. Due to that, the leading to the shorter grain filling period and reduced yield. But conversely, some northern region of India may see a longer growing season. Instead of, if they are able to grow only one crops in the some northern upper hill areas like Ladakh, but if due to this global uh, um, climate change and increase in the temperature, there might be a chances of getting a true cropping cycle. So it is sometimes, but it's totally negative impact or more. But in some cases, we can say that it's positive impact in some cases. Like that, some crop are not able to grow in the some uh, high altitude places due to the cold and the low temperature, but due to the climate change, the high temperature is able to grow. Increased temperature directly influences on the growth and development, and heat stage during the critical growth stages can lead to reduced yield. Due to heat stages at the critical stage, there is a chances to be reduced and decrease in the quality and even crop chances of crop failure. High temperature Higher temperature can also shorten the duration of the growing season. Due to high temperature, also there is chances to shorten the duration of the growing season, limiting the time available for plant to reach material. As I already at the beginning of this slide, so one crop have requires to reach its maturity, 4 months required to maturity, but it gets only 3 months, so it's shortened the duration of that. For instance, in wheat production, elevated temperature have been linked to the decrease in grain yield due to reduced kernel size and lower grain filling duration. Another is water scarcity and stress. So what will happen to water scarcity? There is a scarcity of water and stress chances are there due to impact of this climate. Changes in rainfall pattern and increased evapotranspiration lead to the soil dryness and depleted water resources for the irrigation. So due to this changes in rainfall pattern, what will happen? Rainfall pattern is changed. There is less rainfall, and temperature increase. What will happen, there is a high evapotranspiration which lead to the dryness and depleted water resources, whatever the water resources for irrigation that are depleted. So there is a shortage and scarcity of water, and water stays to the crop. So glacier retreat in the region like Himalayas are threatened to the long term. So if the due to the climate change, there is receding or retreat the Himalayans, this glacier. So it is not only affect the Himalayan people, but also affect to the lowland area who are depend on the river feed irrigation for the irrigation. So people are irrigating through this river irrigation. They are badly affected also. So then change in the precipitation pattern, including shift in timing and intensity. There is a change in the precipitation patterns, including what? There is a change in the timing of the precipitation rainfall. As I already give an example, like that in the monsoon, 75% of rainfall in India is contributed from the southwest monsoon in June to this August, September. But instead of that, their timing is shift from before, and their intensity are sometimes when there should be in monsoon time high intensity should be there, but there is low intensity. But instead of there in the mm, winter monsoon, north east monsoon, yeah, western disturbance, due to that there is a rainfall that time intensity high. So what will happen? Significant impact on the water availability of crops. Irregular rainfall distribution can lead to drought. So what will happen? This irregular rainfall distribution, which can lead to a drought also, and waterlogging problems, both which are adversely affect the crops. The region experience increase aridity phase. So what will happen then? So there is that increasing the aridity challenges, which maintaining adequate soil moisture for optimum plant growth. There is this aridity dryness challenges are more. So water scarcity can lead to reduced yield and crop failure is observed in maize and rice cultivation. Suppose impact on livestock vulnerability also there, due to the I gave an example of this livestock also. Heat stress reduces the animal appetite. So what will happen? This climate change impact are not effect on the crops and human beings, but also on the animal also. So what will happen when the high temperature is there, heat stress, so that animal appetite. So suppose they eat 2 kgs of fodder at the morning, yet 3 kgs at the lunch and 2 kg at the evening, but their appetite are less, so they're not able to eat 3 kgs of fodder at the daytime. Instead of that, they eat half of that. Like that, appetite are less, and fertility is a big issue in human being, because of their food habit and their own person ch- changes. So but same cases might happen if there is a climate change and the high temperature is there in the fertility problem in the livestock, and milk production is also reduced, and ruminant animals especially sensitive, and heat losses already totaling billions of dollars annually. Now the indirect and ecological impact. What is indirect? Pest and disease. So warm, more and humid condition which are favorable survival and spread of pest. So if there is the high temperature and the humidity is there, which is the best survival and chances of spreading of pest, uh, and fungal disease also to a new areas. So that is what will happen if this insect uh, pest and diseases are uh, spread in the new areas, and more population are increases, so it's reduce your yield again, not directly but indirectly it's affect your yield, reduce your yield. Soil degradation is also a indirect impact. Intense rainfall causes the soil erosion. So, what will happen if there is a high intensity rainfall? If there is a less rainfall, so there is a chances of soil erosion. And so once the soil erosion, their nutrient run off automatically with that. The while high temperature accelerated the decomposition of organic matter. So what will happen? High temperature, if there is an increase in the global temperature, so decomposition of organic matter are very fast, due to that reducing fertility. Then nutrient decline. Increased carbon dioxide level can trigger carbon dioxide fertilization effect. what will happen if increase the carbon dioxide? Then trigger the carbon dioxide fertilization effect. Fertilization, carbon dioxide fertilization effect means if increase the carbon dioxide in our uh, atmosphere, so what will happen? So it's work as the greenhouse gases and increase the temperature. So when there is a ample carbon dioxide in high temperature, so plants start to uh, growth fast and a huge diameter. The diameter is also huge. So what will happen? So there is simultaneously reduces the concentration of essential micronutrient like this protein, iron, zinc in staple crops like rice and wheat. We will get the crop, but there is the deficiency of these things which are left. There is, and another one is the biodiversity losses. Change in temperature and precipitation disrupt pollination by affecting timing of blooms. What will happen? How biodiversity losses? Otherwise, the take example of pollinator like bees. Bees are work as the transfer of pollen from one crop to another. So what will happen? The bee are activated at the time when there is blooming the flowers in particular crops, but in the certain change in the weather, so sometimes it start blooming fast before earlier than normal. So pollinator active at the time. Yeah, sometimes pollinate due to this temperature, pollinators like bees are active before and flowering are blooming late. So these are the mismatch due to that biodiversity chances of biodiversity losses. So socioeconomic and livelihood consequences. So what will happen due to this impact of climate change on the our socio-economics and our livelihood? This, what is the consequences of this due to impact of this? So food insecurity. So otherwise we are uh, our food security are very good. We are getting enough food in India. No people are dying without getting food. We are getting a good amount of food and good quality of food. But what will happen due to that? There is a lower yield due to climate change. Yields are lower and supply chain disruption. And supply chains are, if we are getting, there is a lower yield, their supply chains are also disrupted due to the food prices are spike and in increase, which disproportionate effect on the income population and personal marginalized communities. So if there is the yield are low and their supply chains are affected, so prices are increased, so its effect on the low income population of people, people who have a very less income that are affected, and marginal communities of our society that are affected. And secondly, poverty and migration. So repeat crop failure and livestock losses push to smallholder farmer into debt and poverty. So if such thing crop due to the climate change there is a failure of crop and livestock are losses, so small farmer are into debt. They have to take a debt, and even they are more poor. So what will there is one example in 2021 alone, due to the extreme weather. mm, uh, Around 23 million people, 2 lakh 30, 2 crore 30 lakh people are forced to migrate it. So many from the agriculture background also. So it is not only the reason due to this extreme weather event, they have to migrate it not only from agriculture, but we are all, but many from the agriculture background also. Then increase inequality. Small scale farmers in developing nation often lack the financial depth or technology. So what will how increase the inequality? Inequality in the sense of the commercial farmer who are the farmers, they have a large land, they have economically good sound, but small farmer They have a small lands. They have a not much economically good sounds. So there is increase in their equality. How? Due to this climate change, developing nation farmer, they have lack. Actually, they are not able to adopt in that because they don't have that much of money to spend. Actually, there if there is a high rainfall is there, so to protect their crops, they are not able to buy big polythene like that. They have not able to, if there is a less rainfall, they are not able to manage this small amount of water through the advanced irrigation like drip irrigation or like that. We have to invest too much of money in there. So and due to that, and financially and technology both uh, is the causes of this increase in inequality. As I am from Ladakh, so I want to give you some example from the high mountain Trans-Himalayan region called Edit region of Ladakh. And so, due to the climate hazard, here in Ladakh, there was a cloud burst in 2010. So, around 200-300 people dead and lost of properties. So elder people also told like that they have never seen such a cloudburst in their life, around 60, 70, 80, 90 years they have never seen before. So it's happening then it's devastating. So this is, we can say like that, due to climate change it's happening. So another example is untimely heavy precipitation in April. One thing I want to tell you that average annual rainfall of Ladakh is 100 mm. If we are talking about the India, national average rainfall is 1,194 mm. So it's 100 mm rainfall is Ladakh. Uh, Annual rainfall is 100 mm. So mostly previously there was not early rainfall, it's precipitation. Annual precipitation is 100 mm. So mostly it comes in the form of snow in during the winter, November, December, January, February, up to March, also mid March. But what happens, so untimely precipitation in the lower places of Ladakh during the April month, when there is a flowering in the apricot trees. Apricot contributed is a Ladakhi man, uh, one of the fruit trees which Ladakhi farmer get income from that source of income. So what will happens, around 50 mm this rainfall or snowfall in the month of April is unusual. So what will happen when flooring time there is a either snowfall or rainfall? So mm, this uh, fall down all these floors. Otherwise what will happen, this from this floor the fruit setting of fruits start from this floor. So there is a reduction of yield, huge reduction of yield, which finally lowers the farmer's income. And one example of the Zanskar, it's unusual heavy snowfall in the month of, I think, March 2025. So there are uh, yaks of this Zanskar was struck in this huge snowfall. So this is an example. And another example is reported from the Changtang, eastern Ladakh, near the border of China. So there was a huge snowfall in the month of March 2025 and 21 both. So it's almost unusual. Otherwise, nomadic. Here are mostly people are nomadic, so they arrange through properly for their goat and sheep. But unusual, due to unusual, there is a death of uh, thousand of goat and sheep dead due to this climatic hazard. Now comes to give an example of less district rainfall of 2011 to 2024. These are some average of month wise and average of rainfall in the month. If we are talking about the I already told you that the annual rainfall precipitation of Ladakh is 100 mm, but in this year 2025, uh, it experienced record-breaking rainfall with the total monthly precipitation recording at approximately 80.2 mm. In 1 month, in August 2025, there was a 80.2 mm of rainfall. It's so very unusual. So this was above the normal average for the month and the mark the highest August rainfall in our 52 years. In 52 years is totally highest rainfall. If you see the August average rainfall is 8.14. Uh, Due to the impact of climate change, there is a declining in apple yield in Himachal Pradesh due to inadequate chilling. You know that why apple are not grow in the South India and the lowland area of the India. Why it grow only in the Himachal and Kashmir? Because apple need a low temperature. It require a chilling point. Chilling temperature is required for the proper growth. But what happened there is the increase in the temperature shift in the apple cultivation to higher elevation due to non-fulfillment of the chilling requirement. The lower area of the Himachal Pradesh, there is the due to increase in temperature, this apple are not able to getting this fulfillment of the chilling requirement which require the apple. Due to that, it shifted to higher altitude of the Himachal Pradesh, replaced with the non-traditional horticulture crop. Actually, it is a traditional crop of Himachal Pradesh, but due to that high temperature and climate change, you can see in the graph it's decreasing year by year due to this climate change. From the 1981 to 2001 is decreasing in that this yield. Then another example is loss in the wheat production due to climate variability. If the temperature is increasing, there is chances of decrease in the yield of wheat also. If there is increase in 1 degree Celsius temperature, there is a 1 million tons of wheat chances of loss of wheat in 1 million tons. If there is increase in 3 degrees Celsius, there is a chances of 14 million tons decrease in the yield. If increase in 5 degrees Celsius, it's about 24 million tons. The chances of 24 million tons yield. So crop area affected due to climate change in India. So you can see that due to climate change, how much area are affected in lakh hectare. If we see the from 2001 to 2012, so every year our crop area affected due to climate change. In 2001, 18.7 to 2021 is like that. So if we are seeing change in the percentage our previous year, how much percentage uh, land are affected over the previous year, so these are the percentage, so we can see that how much area affected due to climate change. Potential impact of climate change on wheat and rice. So if climate change or increases, so we can see that 2002, 2010, 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, in 70, how much yield are reduction it can be reduced in the wheat production. We are talking about the rice. If yield or temperature increase, In the same in rice also, there is a chances of reduction of yield in rice also. But if there is temperature are, instead of increasing, there is decreasing in the temperature of minus 3 4 5 degrees temperature in rice, there is not effect on yield. So this is now comes to adoption and mitigation strategy. What kind of adaptation we have to adopt and mitigation strategy to combat this impact of climate change on agriculture? So to combat this impact, farmer and government are adopting climate smart agriculture practices like resilient crop varieties. We have to develop a drought tolerant, heat resistant and flood tolerant seeds. We have to take the varieties of that particular crops which are drought tolerant. If there is a long spell of uh, without any rainfalls, there is water scarcity, it doesn't affect on that crop. It should be a drought tolerant and heat resistant also, and flood tolerant. If there is a high water also, that it should not be effect on that particular crop varieties. Improve water management, utilizing drip irrigation, rainwater harvesting. We should, if there is a scarcity of water, we should go for that drip irrigation also, if it is possible for that particular crop. Otherwise, sometimes if there is a high rainfall, irregular rainfall and untimely rainfall, we should harvest that rainwater harvesting, adopt rainwater harvesting, and use this water for later on when where we require this water. And land leveling are also important to use the efficient water use efficiency. Then diversification, shifting to more resilient crops. Instead of growing the traditional crop we grow, we should move to some crops which are more resilient crop, like the millets and millets. Millet requires a less water as compared to rice and some other crops. If there is a water scarcity, we should not be go with the same traditional crop. If your traditional crop is rice, so rice require more water. Instead of growing rice, we should skip to the millets also. Then practice of mixed cropping to spread risk. So we should go for the mixed cropping. Otherwise, what will happen if we go cultivate the only one crops, single crops, it's fell. So there is a high risk. Instead of that, we should go for the mixed cropping. Soil and landscape diversification. Implementing, we should implement the zero tillage and cover crop agroforestry to protect their soil and sequester carbon also. Then adaptation strategy. Uh, and you might know that Indian government, Ministry of Arts Sciences, under the Indian Meteorology Department, they have started Gramin Krishi Mosam Seva. Under this, two projects are working. One is AMFU, Agromet Field Unit, and another is Damoh District Agromet Unit. So both are providing the weather-based agro advisory to the farmer on every Tuesday and Friday. For so, how is this weather advisory are important to adaptation strategy? See, adjusting sowing and planting dates. If there is a onset and cessation of rainy season allow, if there is such monsoon are sometime coming early, sometime it's suddenly there is a chances of stop of monsoon. So according to that, from this advisory, they advise the farmer to planting optimum time, so avoid the dry spells and after sowing excessive rain during the flowering. So there should be minimize this risk of crop failure. So there should be adopt this. Then selecting resilient crop varieties. So based on the seasonal forecast, example, predicted drought or heat waves is there. So farmer can choose the drought tolerant, heat resistant or short duration crop variety instead of the long and normal varieties that are better suited for the anticipated condition. Efficient water management. Advisory on rainfall amount and soil moisture level and able farmer to schedule irrigation more effectively. So they are very efficiently use this water to maintain so and allow of water for conservation and improve the water use efficiency using drip irrigation, rainwater harvesting technique also. Then optimizing input application. Information on expected rainfall and wind condition have farmer determine the best time to apply fertilizer. If there is a chances of expected to rainfall or high wind speeds is there, so they have to apply the best type of fertilizer and pesticide, preventing the nutrient losses. Otherwise, what will happen, we apply the fertilizer, yeah, pesticide at the today evening, but in the night there is a heavy rainfall, it wash away, so its pesticide are not effective. Your insect are not controlled, so nutrient also losses it are not effective. So for that it is very important, which is not only that effective to yield production, but ineffective application which save the cost and reduce the environmental effect. It's not only the crop production, but it also save the cost of and also the environmental effect. Otherwise, what happen? This fertilizer and pesticide are washed away in grow in the underground water, so it polluted all the water. Implementing the pest and disease control. Weather forecast can predict condition favorable for pest and disease outbreak, which allow for timely and targeted intervention due to control measure reducing. We are getting all this information through their advisory, so if there is a chances of that outbreak of the pest and disease, so they already allot you and advise to you which herbicide insecticide pesticide we have to apply to reduce and the need of excessive chemical. And timely harvest advisory on impending heavy rainfall or other extreme weather event are enable farmer to harvest their crops at the optimal time, moisture content, and reducing harvesting losses. Thank you. Thank you all. It's over.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a nice presentation. And really, it was because the climate change is now alarming threat, not to humans, but for crop also. So it was really very nice session. So now the session is open for discussion. So dear participants, if you have any query, you can just raise your query.
Yeah. If you have any query, participant are most welcome. Otherwise, you can uh, contact me later on also if you are hesitate to ask the question now. If you have any queries, you can uh, WhatsApp me later on also.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So, dear participants, we will be ending our today's session. Tomorrow, we will be having the sessions at sharp 6 p.m. So, kindly join. Thank you.